You're watching LMCC.
Hello, I'm Joe Pagano and honored to be your twice elected mayor. Like so many residents, Jerry and I have spent decades living in the beach. We have spent 32 of our 50 years of marriage living here. On behalf of the Minnetonka Beach Council, I would like to welcome you to the 2025 State of the City Address. There are two main themes running through today's address. Number one, appreciating the men and women who make Minnetonka Beach a great place to live. Number two, infrastructure replacement, our number one safety, financial, and political issue rolled into one. Let's start with the reasons Minnetonka Beach is a great place to live. Patty Rezabek, a resident of more than 50 years, describes Minnetonka Beach as a value-based village of neighborhoods nestled in the woods and surrounded by Lake Minnetonka. Patty sure nailed it. Our unique character and charm has thrived for over 130 years in this beautiful setting. Timeless values are the core of Minnetonka Beach's character. Respect for others' opinions, talents, time, and treasures. Honesty, straightforward communication delivered with clarity and a sense of purpose. Collaboration, the ability to efficiently and effectively work internally and externally on behalf of residents. Persistence, most of our annual objectives take more than a year to complete. Empathy, balancing the common good with the interest of the individuals. Gratitude, genuine appreciation for a job well done. Residents, staff, and officials are in line on what is important. Self-governing with limited regulations. Fiscal responsibility. Resident safety. This includes police, fire protection, and drinking water. With the completion of the water treatment plant next year, Minnetonka Beach will continue to provide safe drinking water, including PFAS treatment, for decades to come. Staff is the face of the city for residents, governmental agencies, and our contractors and builders. Staff is skilled at understanding and complying with the processes, regulations, and nuances of over 20 government entities that impact our community. Protecting and connecting with our natural beauty. The city-run 80 slip rental program connects non-riparian owners to the beauty enjoyment of the lake by providing lake access and docking privileges. The Planning Commission is updating our tree protection ordinance with heavy resident input. Thanks to all who completed the survey and shared comments. Our tree canopy is important to all of us. Volunteerism is in our DNA. Villagers have always been generous with their time, talent, and treasures. This is not to be taken for granted. Over 50 residents now serve the community in elected or appointed positions. A special note of gratitude to the chairs of the city's commissions and committees. These are the leaders of the men and women who work with staff to prepare recommendations to council. Their work is essential in completing the city's annual objectives. They do amazing work, often eliminating the need for expensive outside consulting fees. Chris Zinn, Treasurer and Finance Committee Chair. The Finance Committee will deliver the long-term financial management plan this fall, one of our city's 2025 objectives. Kim Peterson, Parks Commission. Parks will begin implementing the 2025 through 2029 operating plan supporting their mission, which is protect, maintain, and improve the park system and public lands for the safe use and enjoyment of residents, a 2024 objective. Whitney Morrell, Civic Committee President. Whitney oversees 45 volunteer members who plan the adult and children events that bring us together throughout the year. Civic events are the fabric of our community. Jeff Stanke, Docks Committee. Jeff led the review of options to improve the view from the swim beach and further protect swimmers, a 2024 objective. Alan Carlson, Utilities. Alan led the cross-functional group that identified the long-term infrastructure replacement needs and associated costs, also a 2024 objective. Jeff Brazil, Planning. Jeff leads the commission that evaluates and amends the code to ensure that it represents the vision of the comp plan that maintains the city's character and charm. They completed the 2024 objective to update the city's shoreline code to meet DNR's protection standards. Villagers of all ages have come together to plant native plants, grasses, and participate in the spring and fall Junior Civic Cleanup Days. Individual contributors have opened their homes to host newcomers, progressive dinners, and holiday parties. Volunteers have restored our city signing picnic tables and benches. The Livingston Strong donation of the Half Moon Park playground equipment stands alone in terms of generosity. I could go on and on. Thanks to every one of you for making a difference in our community. Our city's biggest challenge is funding infrastructure replacement. Our number one safety and financial and political issue rolled into one. There are two ways for a city to self-fund major asset replacement: building reserves and/or issuing municipal bonds. 20 years ago, the city chose the latter. Residents benefited as property taxes and fees were kept low. That approach worked well for 20 years until the water tower, water treatment plant, and two city wells needed to be replaced without the benefit of hefty reserves to draw from. In the spirit of resident safety, the city issued approximately $18 million in municipal bonds between 2019 and 2025 to replace the water tower, treatment plant, and wells. Our city could not run the risk of a long-term disruption of the water service. The threat of PFAS, the potential cancer-causing forever chemical, surfaced in the same time frame. Accompanying the municipal bonds was an increase in annual debt service from under $200,000 annually in 2018 to over $1 million annually by 2026. Debt service will remain high through 2045. This chart shows the debt service from 2000 to 2045. From 2026 through 2032, the debt service will be $1.3 million annually. That comes to an average cost for each home of $5,700. Of the $5,700, $4,000 has already been implemented during the last 3 years. In 2024, the Utilities Exploratory Group identified 14 infrastructure projects throughout the city. The 14 projects totaled $26 million. Unfortunately, the city's ability to fund this work is very limited. As mentioned earlier, we will still be paying approximately $1 million in annual debt service through 2045. You are rightly thinking, what's my city doing about this? Besides praying, the city is moving fast and aggressively. Starting in 2023 and going forward, Minnetonka Beach has and will budget $100,000 per year to build capital reserves. Minnetonka Beach has submitted a request for $5.1 million in state bonding this legislative session. Representative Andrew Myers and State Senator Ann Johnson Stewart are both backing this bill, now moving through the legislative process. On April 3rd, I testified before the House Capital Investment Committee in support of Representative Myers' bill. Our strategy is to ask the state to partner with us funding our much-needed infrastructure replacement. Our 228 homes have already invested $18 million in infrastructure replacement. We pay $3.2 million in state income taxes and $9 million in federal taxes annually. Over the next 10 years, that is a combined $120 million. It is a fair request that some of that money come back to our city in support of funding infrastructure replacement. This fall, we will be seeking Congresswoman Morrison and Senators Klobuchar and Smith for their support. All of our elected officials, including then Representative Dean Phillips, were instrumental in Minnetonka Beach's award of $950,000 for the purchase of PFAS equipment last year. Council member Bill Whiteley has been appointed as a single point of contact for understanding the funding process and submitting grant and bonding requests. The Finance Committee will deliver a 10-year financial management plan to Council this year. The plan will include the amount and timing of Minnetonka Beach future funding. Every resident has a role in securing funding. Soon, you will be asked to write letters to our elected officials requesting funding support. Our letters have made a difference in the past. Minnetonka Beach has learned much from our recent infrastructure funding experience. Our city commits to controlling what we can control while aggressively seeking funding. We must do so in order to pass along a great community to future generations of Minnetonka Beach residents. Thank you for all you have done and will do in the future.